Trinity B1 ISC1 4 Skills Test, SELT Secure English Language Tests, B1 English Test ISC1, Skilled Worker, Health and Care Worker, Scale-Up Worker, Student Visas.
Hit the subscribe button. Help me get 100,000 subscribers. It is not possible without you guys. Please, if you're watching and getting help, please subscribe to the channel. So, please let me know, what do you know about the test?
Yeah, actually, I only know I know listening, there's going to be a listening. I mean, speaking, reading, listening, and writing. I think it's of 4 parts anyway.
And do you know the time period of the test?
No, I don't know any clue about it. Time.
So let's try to first talk about the pattern of test. The test is a
All right.
paper-based test.
Paper-based?
Yeah, paper-based test. And this test is called Integrated Skills in English. This means speaking and listening together, reading and writing together. Okay?
Okay.
So the total time of the test is 2 hours and 18 minutes.
2 hours, 18 minutes.
2 hours and 18 minutes. Now, out of those 18 minutes, 6 minutes for speaking. That's it.
Oh, 6 minutes.
6 minutes for speaking and 12 to 14 minutes for listening.
Okay, 12 to 14 minutes.
Yes. Okay.
For listening.
For
Okay.
listening, and 2 hours for reading and writing.
2 hours. Okay.
So first of all, let's start off with the listening test. Okay. And
Okay.
then I will do speaking with you, and in the rest of the time we can start working on reading. So I hope you have a paper and a pen next to you.
Yes, I have everything.
I'm going to share the screen with you, and in the listening test, it is so simple and easy to pass. I will be playing a recording for you first, and I would ask you to write down your notes. Okay. So
All right.
once you have heard the recording will be played twice. Once you've heard the recording, then I will ask you 6 questions about the recording. Okay.
Okay.
So the notes are just for you. You don't have to show the examiner the notes, right?
Okay.
Yeah, nobody cares about the notes. So I'm going to play a recording about an animal. I want you to listen to the recording and write down your notes.
ISE 1.
Once the recording will
ISE 1.
I will ask you 6 questions about that
All right.
or insect. That's this.
ISE 1. Task 1.
Today, I'm going to tell you about a small, common insect that is called an ant. Now, it might seem unbelievable, but there are more than 12,000 types of ant in the world. It's really quite interesting that there are no ants at the South Pole. And did you know, the ant has lived on the Earth since there were dinosaurs. And what's more, ants have a second stomach. They fill this stomach with food for other ants. Isn't that incredible? Now, here's another important piece of information. Every day, ants have about 150 short sleeps. And one last thing that I want to tell you, it's about the queen ant. The queen ant lives much longer than any of the other ants because she sleeps so much. Now, it's time to look at another very important type of insect.
Now listen again.
Today, I'm going to tell you about a small, common insect that is called an ant. Now, it might seem unbelievable, but there are more than 12,000 types of ant in the world. It's really quite interesting that there are no ants at the South Pole. And did you know, the ant has lived on the Earth since there were dinosaurs. And what's more, ants have a second stomach. They fill this stomach with food for other ants. Isn't that incredible? Now, here's another important piece of information. Every day, ants have about 150 short sleeps. And one last thing that I want to tell you, it's about the queen ant. The queen ant lives much longer than any of the other ants because she sleeps so much. Now, it's time to look at another very important type of insect.
Now, I'll ask you some questions about ants.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Right. Could you tell me how many kinds of ants are there?
About 12,000
Correct.
types of.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Few words you can.
Okay.
Where are there no ants?
Can you say that again, please?
Where are there no ants?
Where are they notes? South Pole.
Correct. How long have ants lived on Earth?
How long the ants live on the earth? Live on the earth. When live long? I can't say. I didn't get that one.
It's okay.
Fly on.
It's all right. You just need to give 3 correct answers to pass. You've already given me 2 correct answers. So, what do ants do with their second stomach?
Food.
Yes, good. Feed other ants. How many times do ants sleep every day?
150 short sleeps.
Very good. Why does the queen ant live much longer than other ants?
Because they sleep so long.
Very good. Okay, you have passed with a merit in your listening. Okay, just want to tell
Thank
you
you.
something about this thing. Okay, look. Examiner has something like this in front of him or her. Okay, they have this thing, questions and answers written in front of them, and as you can see that everything is in a sequence here, right? You can see that in a sequence, the first 12,000, then South Pole, then dinosaurs, then feed the other ants, and you would know that my examiner is going to question me in a sequence, okay? So you don't really have to worry, and that he will ask you random questions. That's not gonna happen, okay?
Yeah.
But you have already passed your listening with the merit. Can you tell me in your own words what happens in part 1?
Yeah. It's all about the ants.
Mm-hmm.
Then where they lives. At the same time, it lives on the earth. Then the food. The how does it live? I mean, its lifestyle means it slept a lot.
I just wanted to ask you to tell me in few words what happens in part 1. In part 1, examiner plays a recording twice and asks you to write down notes. Once you've written your
Oh,
notes, examiner asks you 6 questions. And out of those 6 questions, if you can answer 3 questions correctly, this means you
yeah.
have passed. Right? So this means you
Okay.
gave me at least 5 correct answers, right? 4, let's
Yeah.
say. But you have passed
Yes.
the test with a merit. Okay? This means
Oh,
that there's no chance of failing in listening. Now
all
let's
right.
move to the second part of listening. In this part of the test, I will be playing a recording for you, but you will not write down anything. You will just listen to the recording and then tell me in few words what is the recording about, right? So let's do it.
Okay.
I will be playing a recording about first color film, okay? Or examiner might not identify to you and say, I'm going to play a recording about a film. Let's listen.
ISE 1, Task 2.
Colour films are older than you think. Did you know that even some silent movies were made in colour? One of the most popular films of all time was a silent movie called A Trip to the Moon. It was made in France in 1902. The film is a story about a group of people who fly to the moon and meet strange insects living there. Most films at this time were only in black and white, but A Trip to the Moon was special. It was sent to Paris to be made into a colour film. To make it colour, each part of the film had to be painted with coloured paints and brushes. It took 200 people to finish the work. For a long time, people thought that this film was lost, but in 1993, a copy of it was found. You can now see the film in colour in a museum in Spain. Colour films are older than you think. Did you know that?
Yes, could you please tell me in few words what is this recording about?
Trip to the moon.
Yes, what is it about, the recording?
It's all about film and trip to the. It's all about film.
Yes, it is about a film, but what kind of film? Color film, the first color film.
First color film.
Yes, absolutely. The first color film.
The first color film.
Yeah, that's it. That would be a correct answer if you would tell me that this is a recording about the first color film.
Okay.
Now, I would play the recording once again. You will write down 6 pieces of information about the first color. You will write me down 6 facts about the first color film. Okay? You can
All
write
right.
down now. You can write down your notes now. You can write down 6 pieces of information about it now. Let's listen.
ISE 1, Task 2.
Colour films are older than you think. Did you know that even some silent movies were made in colour? One of the most popular films of all time was a silent movie called A Trip to the Moon. It was made in France in 1902. The film is a story about a group of people who fly to the moon and meet strange insects living there. Most films at this time were only in black and white, but A Trip to the Moon was special. It was sent to Paris to be made into a colour film. To make it colour, each part of the film had to be painted with coloured paints and brushes. It took 200 people to finish the work. For a long time, people thought that this film was lost, but in 1993, a copy of it was found. You can now see the film in colour in a museum in Spain. Colour films are older than you think. Did you know that even some silent movies were made in colour? One of the most popular films of all time was a silent movie called A Trip to the Moon. It was made in France in 1902. The film is a story about a group of people who fly to the moon and meet strange insects living there. Most films at this time were only in black and white, but A Trip to the Moon was special. It was sent to Paris to be made into a colour film. To make it colour, each part of the film had to be painted with coloured paints and brushes.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Could you tell me 6 pieces of information about the first color film?
One,
Hmm.
the first one is it was made in colors.
Mm-hmm.
Then the second one was trip to the moon.
Mm-hmm.
Then it was in France in 1902.
Mm-hmm.
Group fly to the moon, black and white. That is black and white. Then numbers of it was 200 people, and it was established in 1993.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Okay, now what happens after this that the examiner can ask you some follow-up questions. Okay? So that's what I'm going to do as well. I will ask you 1 or 2 follow-up questions.
Okay.
Okay, could you please tell me when was the film found?
Yeah, the film was found in 1993
Okay, very good. And where can you see the film now?
in France.
No, you can see it in the Museum of Spain now. Okay?
Okay.
Thank
Museum
you.
of
Thank you
Spain.
so much. You have passed your listening with a distinction. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay. Can
Can
you?
I?
Yeah.
I just want to ask. Sorry, can I ask?
Yeah.
Just the way I pronounce the answers, is that fine? You know, when you ask me
It
the
is
6 points.
perfect. You're gonna be amazed that you're gonna get a distinction in your speaking and your listening both, okay? Because this is something that you already know. You're not, I mean, nobody can take that away from you, what you already know, okay? So
Okay.
just relax, just be yourself. No worries at all.
Thank
Okay,
you.
now could you please tell me in your own words quickly that what is this listening test about? What happens in the listening test in few steps?
Yeah, the examiner read it 2 times. Then he asked me the 6 points from what he read. Then he now asked me some question about it and when was it established. Then that's what I could remember.
That's it. That's beautiful. Okay. So you can easily pass the test. I'm just going to review the listening part for you once quickly. The listening test is only 12 to 14 minutes long. In part 1, the examiner plays a recording twice and then asks you 6 questions about the recording, allows you to write down your notes. And then in the
Okay.
second part, first the examiner plays a recording and then after playing the recording, when the examiner plays the recording, examiner tells you just listen, do not write down anything, okay? And then you
Okay.
just tell in few words what is the recording about, just like you told me that this is about a film. You need to be a little bit particular about it. You need to be a little
Okay.
precise that what kind of film, because he's asking you a question, what is this recording about? And maybe you can say that this is a recording about the first color film or about a tiger or whatever. Then the examiner will say, listen to the recording once again and now write down 6 pieces of information. Once you've written 6 pieces of information, examiner would ask you to talk on your own those 6 facts. And then examiner will ask you 1 to 2 follow-up questions, and that's how the listening test will end. I hope there's no confusion.
That's fine.